story, a true story. Made in Devon. It's fantastic, this, honestly. This dates back nearly 40 years ago to when then teenagers Chad and Alena first met as pen pals. Chad lived in Plymouth and Alena was in Singapore. To start with, they wrote letters to one another. The letters then turned into cassette tape recordings, and this went on for years before they finally met. They've come into the studio along with their daughter Anastasia, who's written a song about their love story, so cute. They've also brought in some of those original tape cassette recordings from the 1980s. And you've got a chance to have a little listen in.
Hello Alena, this is Chad. Well, you want to know about my trip to Italy? We had a 9-day trip to Italy and we stayed in a little village called Trento. One day, I think it was on the third day, my granddad went into the toilet and got himself locked in there for 2.5 hours. That's quite a laugh.
Have the snow in England started? When do you think exactly will the snow begin? Is it in the middle of November? Because to me, I guess that the snow only begins in the late part of December.
Just put it at time, we have got the number 1 in Britain. It is Berlin, Take My Breath Away. It's quite a nice song and I think you enjoy it. Here's Berlin.
Now I play for you the first song of level 42. It is Lessons in Love and it's a great song.
I tell you what, listening to those tapes, that is absolute gold. From when you were just 16 and 17 years of age. What was that like, Alena, for you, listening to your 16-year-old self?
I don't really like listening to myself because at that young age, even though our first language was English, my English wasn't very good, and I did it because Chad wanted me to. I was kind of forced to do it because by then I think he did like 10 cassettes already, and he said, "When are you going to send me yours?" And I think I took a year later, something like that, to send my own
because you sent me in 87. It was only a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what about you, Chad, listening to those tapes back?
Great. I mean, it's a lot of work, and I think, I make a mistake. But I've done it, and you sent it off. It's just a great sound. I love doing it.
That was 38 years ago.
It was.
What was it like for you? Weird, Anastasia, listening to your parents as teenagers.
Like, it's just weird, like, they're from different countries and they literally send to each other. Nowadays, it's Instagram, Twitter, like, oh, how do you meet your person? Oh, TikTok, oh, okay.
Bit different to TikTok, what they were doing.
Yeah.
But a very early form of, like, not many people were sending each other cassettes in those days. Tell us the story, then, of how this all started. How did you become pen pals?
I think it was me that started it because in school we had the International Youth Service, and they were encouraging mostly teenagers to just do letters to other countries and just learning about their lifestyle. And so I had one from Australia, one from Italy, one from UK, and I think one from Germany. Chad started 2 months later. It was more of the letter came.
Yeah, because my mum done the first couple of letters.
But because you couldn't write very well, so your mum did the first.
Through that, didn't you? Thinking that's not a man's writing.
Yeah, I saw the letter and I thought, oh, at least he's trying. But I know it's not his writing. But I just left it the first time.
Did you?
Well, this is going to be hard work.
You've got the letter.
I've got the folder here. Is the one on green paper? No,
that's mine.
yours.
That's mine.
Yeah, we separated it from the...
Is this the Dear Alena one?
Yeah.
Hello.
That's
it's lovely writing. Your mum's writing's lovely. Dear Alena, hello, my name is Chad and I'm 17 years old. There are 6 people in my family, my mother, father, 2 younger brothers and a younger sister and myself. My mother and father are self-employed fishmongers and they own a shop in Stoke selling wet fish, shellfish, smoked fish, and also they fry fish and chips for their customers. Bruce, who's 16, has just left school, Tamar High, and will start work as a production engineer apprentice in September. My sister Cheryl is 14 and about to go into the 4th year at Penley Secondary School. Both of those schools no longer exist in their current form.
My school don't exist, your school doesn't exist.
Ricky, 13, also goes to Penley and starts the 3rd year in September. I'm working for Plymouth City Council in the Parks Department as a gardener. and labourer. I'm 5'10" tall. I've got brown hair, and my eyes are
Hazel?
hazel.
Yeah.
I like train spotting and collecting records. I've several hundred. What sort of music do you like? I like Madonna, Shakin' Stevens, yeah, Shaky, and the music of the 60s. And your letter says, Alena, I got your address from International Youth Service. You've got nice writing, very easy to read.
Thank you.
And I would like to be your pen pal. This is my first time writing to a friend in England. Let me tell you something about myself. My name in full is Alena Rose, and my surname is Suarez, is it?
Yes.
I am about 1.5 metres tall. You'll have had to work that out with metric and all of that chat at the time. I have long black hair. I am female and I'm 17 years of age. I'm studying in a secondary school which is called Upper Thompson Secondary. This is what I like to do. I like swimming, listening to pop music and travelling. In my spare time, I read books. Now I'll tell you about my country. I'm living in a small country called Singapore, very far away from England. But looking at the world's map, you can see that Singapore is surprisingly very, very tiny. It has a population of blah, blah, blah. Lovely. What a way to meet. So you're pen pals, you know a bit about each other. You write to each other through the 80s. And then sometime in 1993, I think it was, you decide to meet. How did that come about?
We kept talking about it, but I think Chad was not traveling to
Like
Asia.
that. So
Yeah.
you decided to come over in August
So
1993.
so I was working full time and I wanted to travel. I went to like Asia and I thought, okay, I've got the money now and I was brave enough. So I said to Chad, I'll come and see you. I don't know when you're going to come, but I'll come and see you first. In '93 we came.
And when she was at the airport, she was just gorgeous. I thought, oh my, she can't be my pen pal. So I thought she was here for, what, 19 days, when you all together?
Yeah. And because we've already had the 7 years.
Yeah.
Of us
So in the letter
writing
was
to each
just there
other.
was a lot going on.
Did it ever feel like a romantic situation, the pen pals, for either of you?
For me, it's not because I was only 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was doing my nursing and I just wanted to travel. So it was just a stopover to come and see him and that's it.
Of course, after 19 days, if we had something going on, thinking we said a lot about each other, and she went home. Then we started ringing each other. I mean, every day. And I think it was about £350 a quarter or something like that. So I said to my mum and dad, I said, this is February 1994. I'm going over there. And my mum said, what? And a little bit, okay, if she's done it, I can do it. So give me a chance to go over there and meet her.
Well, I've just seen pictures of you when you were young, and you're beautiful now, both of you. But
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
very handsome Chad, very beautiful Alena. You've got such beautiful daughter Anastasia here. When was the moment where you were like, right, okay, we are boyfriend and girlfriend? And
I was in
95 by then.
95,
Yeah,
because
95.
I came back to do my nursing then. He just said, we'll have to try this. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We broke up for a week.
We did, but I played that song Celine Dion, I think twice.
So we
And
broke
I
up
came
for a week.
naughty for about 5 days. And after 5 days, I said, I better pick it up. And she said, I love you, Chad.
I just feel like part of me is gone, and I felt very, very sad, and I just felt something was missing, and I thought this is the wrong way. We can't just break off like this. We've been friends for over 10 years by then, and I'm not.
At the end of the day, she's my best friend.
And you're my best friend.
That's why I
We
love
have
you
to be
so
best.
much.
We have to be
I love you so much.
Maybe she's gonna come on.
Anastasia's just cringing over there. Her mum and dad. A little piece of her is dying inside. But I've got to say, it sounds like a rom-com. And you saw this as well, Anastasia, and was like, I'm going to write a song about it.
Yeah, so the original One Letter, that's the name of the song, was in 2017. And it was I think I wrote it 2016 because it was their 20th anniversary. And I wrote it for them. Turn it into any special because our hearts were living differently. Far away, but so close.
So this is you. This is you singing, and this is the video, and there's your mum.
That's in Singapore.
There's Alena on the balcony in Singapore.
And that's the original, like, her first apartment that she wrote to. So we kind
Where
of
she was writing the letters from.
Yeah, so we kind of have to, like, we're outside the building.
It's just a brilliant story. How lovely that your daughter's written a song about you.
Oh, it's so
lovely,
happy,
isn't it?
you know.
Yeah.
It's just so sweet. It's just such a lovely story. I can't get over it. And here's to many more years
Thank you.
of being together. What about your mum and dad, Anastasia? That's lovely, isn't it?
It is. And I'm amazed that I wrote a song about it.
I am too. And a lovely video. If you want to see that, by the way, just put into a search engine One Letter 2024 Remaster, and it is on YouTube, so you can go and have a look for yourself. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. I'm glad you love it.
My goodness, what a love story. Chad and Alena, pen pals from 17 in Singapore and Plymouth. Now they've got children living in Yelmpton all these years later, 40 years later or whatever it is. Amazing. John Akers at Breakfast, BBC Radio Devon.